Today I'm going to be reviewing the ROCKETBOOK notebook. So first off, why did I decide to go with the ROCKETBOOK notebook? I wanted to move away from paper. I knew that Moleskine had a kind of quite expensive version which was paper-based, same kind of technology, dots, scan, email, that kind of stuff. But I thought the whole point of this was to have sustainable kind of product and something you can just reuse. So that's why I went with this one. What do I use the book for? I'm a health coach, fitness instructor, strength and conditioning coach. So I use this, and I've used notebooks all the way through my training career for my clients. Old school, a lot of my clients used to say, oh, you need to update yourself. And this was my kind of middle ground between the old school and the new school. It allowed me to keep on with a pen and paper because it's in the middle of a session. It's much quicker to just say 5, 10, 15 reps. You change weight, 16, instead of, hang on a minute, let me just type this. Hang on a minute, yeah, I need to get the internet connection, 2 seconds. This bridges the gap. It allows me to make notes, do quick drawings if I need to. And then if I want to, digitize it and store it for future purposes. I'll go through some of the features. What you'll notice that I did with my book, an instant kind of drawback to it, was I found that I would be sticking the pen in like this, and it would fall out, it would drop, or I'd feel as if it was getting in the way of the pages. I wanted a simple solution, so I bought a pack of these, 4 of those. The pen comes with the book, and it just sticks onto the front, makes it much easier. The features of the book are, when you open, you have this page. Basically, you have these different codes. You can have these codes correspond to different things that you want to do with the information. Those codes are there as your reminder, and then on the bottom of each page, you have the corresponding icon. So you could, for example, link this to Gmail. You could link the next one to OneDrive. You can send it wherever you want. The paper is a plastic paper. It's very durable. You've got to think about my use of this. I've been using this for maybe over 3 months, and I've been using it in a gym environment. So I write, do my routine, throw it on the floor, pick it up, throw it on the floor. It gets stuffed in my bag. And so far, after 3 months, there's some very minor kind of like fold damage, although unlike being on paper, it doesn't create a crease. And it's not really been an issue. The paper, as I say, is like a really durable plastic kind of material. It's covered with dots. These dots are the thing that allows you to use the application, which then scans and digitizes. It comes with this, a Pilot friction pen. I went out and bought some different color pens to add to it. I've not used them yet. Don't use whiteboard markers like I did. I just thought this was going to be a simple kind of, well, it's like a whiteboard marker. I wrote on it, it ruined a page. It took me a while to scrub it off, basically. So whiteboard markers don't work, don't do it. In terms of the uses, and then you can see kind of some of my scrawlings. And if you look at this, you'll see that this has been the main kind of drawbacks. If your handwriting is like my handwriting, the handwriting of a doctor, then it's probably not going to be much use in terms of the optical character recognition feature, which is on the app. Some of the words I use as well are abbreviations, so it comes across as, gibberish when I go to do a scan and automatically convert it. Having said that, there are some really good features, like, for example, you can do things like if you want to name the email or name the scan, then if you basically just put hashtag, something in the middle, hashtag, and then when you scan it, it will automatically recognize it. And if your handwriting is legible, then it will basically name the email or the document that it sends as a Word document, I think, or as a PDF. I haven't used that feature very much, to be honest. What I do, there's around about, I think, 30 plus pages. I will use it to a certain point, and then what you get provided with this is basically an eraser. Now, I've pre-wet mine on the corner just so you can get an idea of the movement. So if I write something like the cat in the hat, you've got to let it dry for about 15 seconds. because if you don't let it dry, then you get a bit of smudging on the movement. It's only one of the drawbacks is if you're doing something in a hurry and you want to close the book, you often open it and you'll get a bit of smudging. But after about 15 seconds, as you can see, that's dry now. The erasing process, super simple, super quick. That's it, done. I then use another piece to dry it. And then after it's dry, you can then basically start to write on it straight away. You also get this at the end of the pen, which is an eraser. The eraser, I think, is a mixed bag. It's good if you want to get rid of something, but it creates like almost like a texture on the page. Like, for example, if I do like a box, I'll let it dry. I think actually my pen might be about to run out, so it's lasted about 3 months. There's a good one for you. I'll let this dry a little second. All right, and then if I rub it out, which obviously works really well, but it creates like a little kind of texture on the page. So if I try and write through the page again, there's a slight difference in the texture. So if you're an illustrator and you're trying to draw really fine details and you use the pen, then it will create kind of problems. In terms of drawing, let me do something simple. Like let me draw like a box, and what I'll do is I'll scan this box, and then I'll send a scan of the picture, so you can see the difference between what the actual picture looks like and what the scan would look like, because it does lose a small amount of detail. It's very sketch based on the movement. All right, so I'll take a picture of that and send it, and then I'll take a picture of the actual document, and then you can compare the two. But overall, I'm really impressed with it. I think it's really good. I think it's a really useful piece of kit. I don't use it anywhere near as much as all the features would allow me to do anything. As I say, it's more a question of I fill a page, have a client's workout. If I want to document it, then I will basically take the scan of it and then say Joe's workout, whatever, and then save it. I'll put the date on it. Because once it's gone, it's gone. But it's always handy to be able to go back. The other side of this as well that I wanted to do this is because it's happened to me in the past, because I write all my routines. And if I'm using a notebook that's this thick, if I lose that notebook, I lose all the evidence of my client's routine. So it's that argument people used to say, digitize your stuff, because if you don't digitize it, then you lose it. This gives you that middle ground backup. I can write it, take a scan every now and again, and then I have that copy there if I need to. So yeah, really good, solid piece of kit. You can get this in different sizes, different kind of features, but I definitely recommend it as a good kind of in-between. By the way, in terms of the quality of the illustrations, nothing is going to beat a pen and paper. This pen it's a little bit kind of like a fountain pen, in that when you draw, there's a kind of wateriness to the image, so it's not a deep, dark color. So just be prepared for that. But overall, again, I recommend it. I think it's a really valuable piece of kit. A reusable notebook that can be used maybe indefinitely, as long as they sell the pens and the paper doesn't degrade over time. But yeah, any comments you've got, any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer. And that's it. Maybe you will join me in the ROCKETBOOK revolution.